It is a story that News 5 has been following through on for more than a year. Dozens of tenants living at 3 Shaker Square apartment buildings who have dealt with no heat, broken elevators, trash troubles, plumbing leaks, and a lot more. Well, they just scored a major victory in U.S. District Court. The court ruled that a civil lawsuit filed by the city can move forward against the owners of the building.
It was unprecedented. It would pave the way for a receiver to be appointed to take over the management of this building. And that'll be the first time that's been done in the city of Cleveland.
Northern Ohio District Judge Charles E. Fleming ruled the case involving more than 70 code violations be sent back to Cleveland Housing Court. News 5 investigator Joe Paganakis has been following through on this developing story since the beginning of 2022 as tenants fight for better living conditions. Hi, Joe.
Tracy, some of the tenants living at the residences at Shaker Square and the other buildings have placed their rent into escrow as this battle for what they call crucial repairs now makes its way into Cleveland Housing Court.
We continually have problems with water leaking and people's ceilings falling down. The main elevator hasn't worked since February.
Ronald James is just one of dozens of tenants at Cleveland's residents at Shaker Square Apartments who say they've been dealing with poor living conditions for more than 2 years. Some tenants say they've been dealing with building issues, trash troubles, and more. James believes the owners are more interested in fixing up unleased units to attract new tenants than making needed repairs.
See those signs behind you, leasing, that's what they're doing instead of fixing problems of tenants that have lived here for a long time.
Some tenants like Vicky Prokesh say they were forced to use ovens, heating pads, and space heaters just to keep warm because of chronic boiler outages.
I didn't have any heat for the past 2 winters. I'm just kind of disheartened.
The place was inundated with roaches.
Tenants like John Kaysen say the 3 Shaker Square area apartment buildings also have issues with key tenant services. Kaysen says the payment card readers in the laundry room have been down for months. You can't wash clothes?
I haven't washed clothes since October of last year. I got to burn gas to go to the laundromat, and my rent went up $200.
Now, front and center, the city is on the side of tenants.
Former Cleveland City Council President Jay Westbrook and his Morelands Group neighborhood organization hosted a Saturday morning meeting with tenants discussing the next legal steps tenants will take after a federal judge ruled this week the civil lawsuit filed by the city of Cleveland against the apartment building owners can move forward in Cleveland Housing Court. The city lawsuit could give the city the right to appoint a separate entity to take control of the buildings to officiate needed repairs. Westbrook believes longtime tenants deserve better living conditions.
Tenancy in this building is between 15 and 20 years. So these are solid people. They've invested in this property.
Shaker Square tenants are hoping the legal action taken by the city of Cleveland will finally get them the apartment complex improvements they have been demanding.
I think Cleveland is trying to set a precedent now that you're not going to win. You can get on that wheel if you want to, but you're not going to win. And I'm encouraged by that. I'm very happy.
And News 5 spent the day leaving messages with apartment building ownership trying to get its side of the story and responding to the new federal court ruling. But Tracy, we're still waiting for a response.
Joe, how is the city of Cleveland reacting to this ruling, and what is the next step in this case?
Tracy, this case is now heading to Cleveland Housing Court in the coming weeks. Mark Griffin, Cleveland's chief legal officer, issued a statement in response to the federal court ruling saying, thanks to the judge's decision, the city can now prosecute this case aggressively. And so I want to keep telling the stories that you care about. If you have a story you want me to follow through on, simply send me an email at news@wews.com. Tracy, our follow through on this story is not over yet, not by a long shot.
I know you will keep at it.